Hi guys, Alistair Taylor here, and today we're going to talk about something that I feel really lets amateur golfers and club golfers particularly down in the area of how they score well on the golf course. So, particularly when I go on playing lessons, when we're based on the driving range, guys are always giving me feedback that they don't hit the ball well enough, they're not accurate enough, they don't hit the ball far enough. But more when we go on the golf course, I notice a big gap in their game from kind of 30 yards to 100 yards. Everybody seems very keen to know how far they hit full shots with clubs nowadays, but certainly any kind of partial swings with wedges, guys seem to have absolutely no idea. So the other day, with my 4 wedges, I carry pitching wedge, gap wedge, sand wedge, and lob wedge. So at 46, 50, 56, and 60 degrees of loft, I practice different length swings so that I can become very consistent with the yardages, the length swings I produce, which then, with the similar contact, should give a similar distance. All I then do, use launch monitor, real balls, is I get a print out of my yardages and put some tape on the back of each wedge with the 3 different yardages. So that as I approach the ball, I know my yardage, I know how far I want to land the ball, because obviously how much it runs will be a little bit dependent on ground conditions. But I would then know, for example, if I've got, say, 64, 65 yards to the flag, my middle swing with my sand wedge should pitch 60 degrees. So I'd go through my normal routine, setting up. I've got flight scope on. Normal setup, make my swing. Struck it well. And that one's pitched bang on 60 yards. Said it would have rolled up to 65. So if I'm 64, 65 yards away, as long as my accuracy is good, I'm tapping in for par, birdie, eagle, hopefully. But certainly for me, this is an area where guys stand, say, at a 60-yard shot, and it's just all guesswork as to what length swing they should make. Like I said, it becomes easy because let's say, for example, I now pace off that I've got 80 yards left on a shot. I can pick my wedges out of my bag, have a look. Closest I've got with my gap wedge is 87, so that one will be no good. Lob wedge, no, unless I'm hitting a full one. Pitching wedge, I have one that pitches 82. And I have one bang on 80 with my sand wedge. Now, obviously pitching wedge and sand wedge landing distances are very similar, but the trajectory is going to be very different. So if I hit the third of my length swings with my sand iron to pitch at 80 yards, it's a very high shot, should land nice and softly, and because there's quite a bit of speed in the swing as well, it's going to generate some backspin. So I'd expect that one to land and stop quite quickly. If I were to play my middle swing with my pitching wedge, it's going to be a much flatter trajectory. Not quite as much speed in there. And even though they're going to pitch around the same distance, that's going to run a little bit more as it lands the green. So if the pin was nearer the back, I might look to land that in and run it up. Whereas with the sand iron, I can throw it all the way and stop the ball. But the key thing is, you guys aren't all going to have access all the time to a launch monitor. There's loads of great facilities now, loads of pros that offer gapping sessions, usually very aimed at kind of full swing. But, you know, take advantage and learn some different length swings with your wedge. Practice it first so you're very comfortable with that. And then, like I said, put some stickers on your clubs, or write it somewhere in your bag, keep it in your pocket, so that if I've now got a 90-yard shot, my third length swing with my gap wedge, absolutely perfect. And I know it's good because I played last night. Probably had 3 or 4 little partial wedge shots. I think the furthest away I hit it was 10 foot. But like I said, when I go on playing lessons, this is an area where I think a lot of golfers that I see really, really struggle. From 50, 60 yards, they're hitting the ball to 30, 40 foot. At best, that's a 2-putt, possibly a 3-putt. If you can get more dialed in on those yardages, that's really going to help. Little issue for some of you guys is you probably only carry pitching wedge and sand wedge. If that's the case, there's definitely extra wedges could go in your bag. But get yourself to a pro, get fitted, make sure you've got the right lofts in the bag that are going to produce some good distances for you on full shots, but give you some good variety for pitching. Make sure that they're suitable for your bunker shots. Make sure there's enough bounce on there for your particular technique. You know, there's lots of things to consider. But for me, if you can learn some yardages, and it may be only on one swing at the moment, maybe not 2 or 3 length swings, if you can learn at least 1 length swing less than full swing, that'll give you some numbers that you can then commit to on the golf course. So get some practice, guys. Get dialed in on those numbers and enjoy lower scores. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. I know I say that all the time, but I do appreciate you guys watching it. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully see some of you guys down at Heron's Reach. Stay in contact.